This is SEGA's Nezuko super premium figure, so she'll be a bit bigger than your average Nezuko figure. Here's the side. Here's the top. This side is empty, while the back and the bottom does the boring stuff. Now, here she is, right, in person. So there's obviously gonna be a few differences. I'm not super disappointed, but there's a lot of things I think they could have changed, and I definitely would have paid more to have these changes. She retailed for $22, so pretty affordable, definitely on the lower side in terms of cost. So here she is side by side. I think one of the major differences, and the first thing you'll notice, is that her bamboo does not have this shading or highlighting, which I think is a really big disappointment considering her face is the center of attention and that's where everyone's gonna be looking. It just really falls flat in comparison. The other thing is that her hair is just slightly darker. It's a bit more red than orange, but it's honestly not a big deal. And we'll just zoom in right here so you can see a little bit better. Like obviously being a cheaper figure, the details aren't going to be like super high quality, and this isn't something you'll notice unless you know, really zoom in. But it can easily be fixed if you're taking photos for photography. The colors on her shoes, you know, because the plastic color, the PVC color is black and you have to paint over that. So the white isn't the same white as her kimono and the pink isn't either. I would have liked if the pink on her kimono was just a little brighter because it honestly feels a bit dull, especially in comparison. It really feels more gray. But because I have a lot more pink in the background, it doesn't look like that on camera. Now her eyes were also changed very little. There's a lot more black than pink in the center, in her pupil. And then over here, there's more pink, which is how her eyes usually are in figures and merchandise. And we'll turn her around so you can see there are no big seams. Really the only seams are on her shoulders. Here's a molded line just sculpted right in. And then nothing back here, and her feet stay in really nice. She's definitely not gonna slip out or anything, and she's actually pretty heavy. Now, there is like this big seam, but that was already there before. It's honestly not a big deal. It really just looks like she actually has the layers of fabric separated. Now, one other thing is that her hair is super flat. Not really sure why, it's all like pressed together right here. We'll do a side view so you can see she's leaning quite a bit. And you can't tell unless, you know, you put her to the side, because facing forward, it's really not a big deal. But here's the other side so you can see just how far it goes. And of course she's stepping forward, but I honestly felt like she was gonna fall. Now in size comparison to other figures, here's a Project Diva Hatsune Miku premium figure. So they're both super premium, but they're made by... You know what? This one might have been SEGA, I don't remember. But here she is next to Taito Miku figure, spring version. So you can see their height comparisons. This is more of a average Miku size. So she's a bit taller, but definitely way shorter than Hatsune Miku, as Nezuko's a shorter figure in general. those are honestly my only complaints. At the end of the day, she's a really nice figure, and if you want her, you should definitely get her. Keep in mind that she is originally $22, so don't go spend $70 on her. Her nails are also painted. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell, because she'll be facing this way, but it's a cute detail. It's also done on every finger that you can see. And the last thing, I forgot to mention that her box is pretty thick. This might just be a SEGA thing. I don't know, this is my first SEGA figure. But it may also be because she is super premium, or because, as I mentioned, she does have a weight to her. So it may be to, you know, preserve her in the package. She was packaged pretty average, like there was nothing special about it, just a plastic case. And then of course a plastic just to separate her hair from her kimono. Nothing special. Honestly, with everything that I mentioned, I still really like her. She's really cute. I like her pose a lot, and SEGA is so good at capturing their likeness in figures.